Ladies and gentlemen, we have some fresh breaking news coming out today, this Saturday, no other than article coming out from The Athletic from the brilliant Ben Burrows to claim that Roberto De Zerbi will leave Brighton and Hove Albion on mutual consent following the final game against Manchester United tomorrow at the Amex Stadium. The club come to confirm that 44-year-old will leave with a mutual consent after 2 years in charge. What does this mean? That means that are they not happy with the development? Are they, looking to release him? That means that if INEOS do want to replace Ten Hag, they don't have to pay jack shit. That is the mutual consent. The Italian who joined Brighton, I'm just reading directly from the article as well, in September 2022, guided them to the highest ever top flight finishing campaign and turned to help them to qualify for the Europa League in the first game of the first time. But however, it hasn't been a sweet symphony as of late. Dezerbi has been dropping a lot of stinkers, been losing, high quality games. And perhaps Brighton just said, nah, you're not the man sort of to lead us forward. Would this be a potential opening to return back of Graham Potter, who is out of job and refused basically to take the Ajax job? Did Graham Potter know that something is cooking at Brighton? Did they do a mistake to let him go to Chelsea? Will this be something for Graham Potter to return back to Amex Stadium and Brighton? We shall see, but exciting. I need to read on further as well. With one game remaining against Manchester United at the Amex Stadium tomorrow, they currently sit on 10th position. And of course, United currently sitting on 8th. And the highest we can actually finish if we win against them tomorrow, it's 7th and a guaranteed place for the Conference League. There's a quote coming out that says, "I'm very sad to be leaving Brighton," according to Dezerbi. There's a quote unquote, "but I'm very proud of what my players and staff have achieved with the support of everyone at the club and our amazing fans in the past 2 history seasons," Dezerbi said in a quote. "We agreed to end my time at Brighton so the club and I can continue to work in the way that suits each other's best, following our own ideas and visions and as well our work on human values." So is that a mutual consent or is it a pretty much let go? It looks good to say it's both consents, but maybe Brighton are not happy and maybe Dezerbi is not happy either. He's a very progressive coach. Potter left behind is pretty much what Dezerbi took on and developed further. It didn't really work out well by the looks of it. And they sold a lot of key players. McAllister went, Caicedo went. They cashed in a lot of money. And so far, it's been lackluster performing sitting on 10th. But however, they are proud that they actually played in Europa. So good. It continues to say, I have agreed to end my time here at club and continue to work the way it suits me. So what is that? This opens a can of worms within the media because INEOS has not really come out to confirm Ten Hag's be or not to be, and De Zerbi is a coach, a head coach, not a manager. And INEOS has been come out to say that we are not looking for a trophy winner. We're looking somebody that can be a good head coach. Now, personally, like with the right backing, Dezerbi plays a very progressive football, what I like, but it hasn't really worked out at Brighton. That means that coaching staff members Andrea Maldera, Richard Sagera, Marzietto Macciatiatti, Vincenzo Teresa, Agostino Tibiati, Marcello Quinto, and Enrico Ventuela will also leave the club. Wow. That is Andrew Crofts and Jack Stern will remain at Brighton. So basically, I want to bring this to the table, guys. Whenever you get a new manager, they get the whole coaching staff in Thrush with them, right? And I want to sort of pause the tape a little bit and focus on Manchester United and Ten Hag. When Ten Hag got the job where he was interviewed by the Glazers, he was only allowed to bring in 3 or 4 people, right? And that was Michel van der Gaag. He picked McLaren, because McLaren and him has worked together. McLaren understand the culture of Manchester United, since McLaren was the number two to Sir Alex Ferguson and one analyst. If you look here, what De Zerbi brought in and they are letting go, this is a let go, according to my opinion, because they're letting him go, but they're also letting go the entire coaching staff, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. 8 people, right? So they have mutually agreed to the Roberto's contract. That will be his last game tomorrow against Manchester United, allowing us the earliest opportunity to plan for next season. That means that both can look for new replacement or new jobs this season. And Roberto plenty of time to consider his next move in his future endeavors. So that means that they're letting him go without any garden leave. Let's go out of the door. We can look for a new manager. You can look for a new opportunity. How long have they known about this? That's a big question mark. We don't know. But that means that Roberto De Zerbi can just literally walk into Manchester United coaching job whenever he wants without Manchester United have to pay any fees. Zilch. Nothing. And it continues to say, I am sure our fans will give Roberto and staff his wonderful and deserved send-off against Manchester United Amex tomorrow during the afternoon's match. So instantly you know that we need to play to get 1 point. I don't want to play in Amex and knowing that they're going to have a farewell game for Dezerbi. On the other hand, we need Europa League. I don't want to play in Conference League, but the prize money that you get, or TV rights money, what you get, really helps United and INEOS and all them to sort of bolster that revenue. But the sheer thought now, I will assume that all the media will jump on the headlines linking him now to Manchester United. Now that Thomas Tuchel is still negotiating, according to Fabrizio Romano, he's still negotiating the terms with Bayern Munich. The terms with Tuchel is negotiating with Bayern Munich is to have more control and direct access to the board, which is, which nobody manager had before. He wants reassurances, Thomas Tuchel. He's got 1 year left on his contract. He wants reassurance that they will back him and he will get these targets that he wants. But he also wants a reassurance that they will extend his contract with a further year. He's got 1 year left on his contract. So that is what you've been hearing, that he's been saying no, but it's not no. They're still negotiating. So out of all these rumors, we heard Southgate, Tuchel, that it's just been agent talk, right? But now we have something concrete, which is De Zerbi is available ASAP as of tomorrow. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions about this as well. This is just me applying my my initial reaction to it. Jakoff is saying, I think either Bayern or Barca, not United. That's a valid point, Jakoff. You know what I mean? You know that Javi, the shambles with Javi, they said, like, we sack him and then we retain Xavi and now they're going to sack him again. So that, did they know that Dezerbi will be available in that case? Or now the Bayern also negotiating with Thomas Tuchel, and Thomas Tuchel is putting his demand on the table. Will they flip around now, knowing now that Dezerbi is available? I want to bring in Jarvis Cocker to the stage as well. Jarvis, very good afternoon to you, sir. This comes like a shock on a Saturday, doesn't it?
Yeah, came out of nowhere. But there were rumors about De Zerbi leaving this summer. But 1 game before the season ends, something is happening, something is cooking. So, but we don't know the full details of it yet. All we know is that yesterday Bayern said that Thomas Tuchel is not staying at Bayern. And today came this De Zerbi rumors out. We know Juventus is after a new manager.
But
I don't think we'll go unemployed, to say it like that.
But it's not with Bayern. It's not completely no. I mean, Fabrizio Romano clarified the situation to say Thomas Tuchel wants but on his terms, basically. So he wants access to the board, he wants get reinsurances, and he wants to have a contract extension. Like he's got 1 year left. So
Yeah.
this is where they are, it's like a tug of war in between them, right? But now with this news, according to Jack Hoff, he's saying he thinks either Bayern or Barca, because Barca also with Xavi, that saga is a baffling saga, right? First they sacked
Isn't he
Xavi, then
staying?
well, no, they sacked him, and they sacked him, then retained him, and then news came out that he's leaving again. So
Okay.
does that mean that they potentially might look at Dezerbi as well?
Yeah. Well, you never know.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just reading my community.
But the thing is there a possibility that the Dezerbi can come to us?
Sure is. Depends on
You,
what INEOS have decided.
but you
Because,
see it. Do you see it? Like, why is this happening right now? It's a mutual agreement between the Dezerbi and Brighton.
well, I
So
read
then,
into this. Well, you're asking me. I read into this article quite fresh as well. So it hasn't really worked out because they have set certain standards. They might look back to bring back Graham Potter back into the frame as well. Maybe it was a mistake. He left Chelsea. That didn't work out for Potter. So what Potter built was pretty much De Zerbi just took over, because if you look what Brighton has done, they already laid down a game plan, or the way they want to play. So De Zerbi took it. He did it well, but then this season hasn't really worked out. Like, they had stinkers like 4-0 defeats and here
yeah,
and there. So maybe that didn't work out. It
it's
doesn't
true.
really go into to details.
Mm-hmm.
But when you say, they mutually agreed, but then at the end of the day, you are sacking 8 coaches as well.
Yeah.
They all followed,
Basically,
right?
all his coaching staff is leaving.
Yeah, yeah. So you can say it's a mutual consent to sound better that you getting the sack, or you know what I mean? At the end of the day, the mutual consent, for me, it's a sack, because basically they're bringing in members like Andrea Maldera, Ricard Sagera, I'm slaughtering these names.
Mm.
Marzarati, Vincenzo Teressa, Agustio Tiabeale, Marcello Quint. There's 7 of them, 7 or 8.
I'll post it in the chat for people to read the names. I think that's easier.
Yeah. So instead of me going with the Italian pronunciation. Very interesting today, actually, very interesting. And of course, knowing that there's a little bit of a manager shortage out there, we know that Barcelona is looking, we know that Bayern is probably looking, and this might give them like, oh, right. But a lot of people believe here in the community, well, here's the coaching staff members. Read it for yourself. I don't know if you can read it, but I'm struggling. Like Segera, Marzattilli, Teressa, Tibiaudi, Quinto, and Venturelli. There's one, like 1,
Italy.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coaching staff. And this is the key, because what I opening statement, what I said, Jarvis, is that, when we got Ten Hag, he didn't get to pick all his coaching staff. So he just got to bring 2 or 3 or 4, like, with an analysis.
Yeah.
So this is the difference, right? So bold statement, bold moves.
Yeah, it's interesting. And another topic that we haven't discussed is what's going to happen with Brighton now. Who will be their next coach?
Well,
Are we
I have
hearing,
a hunch.
are we hearing Kieran McKenna?
No. I said I think Graham Potter is available. Graham Potter turned down the Ajax, so Graham Potter might be returning back. This is my theory, right? This is my hunch instantly, like, because he was considered for the Ajax job and he turned it down. He must have known something is happening back in Brighton. Going back to where I left, I should never have left Brighton. I went to Chelsea, the bigger club. They sacked me after 6 months or whatever. So now back to Brighton potentially. I think so.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I don't know if there's any bad blood between Brighton and Potter.
There isn't.
He left mid-season to go to
Yeah.
Chelsea.
He did
So
well at Brighton.
yeah, he did, but he left mid-season, and as a manager, you don't do that. You stay with your team for loyalty out the season, and then you switch clubs. But Brighton is a well-driven club, and they have at least, I would say, 5 managers lined up, ready to go. So I see no problems with Brighton. But it
No,
will
no,
be interesting to see who will come in.
no.
Maybe they will find a new
Guys,
Derby.
yeah, people in the chat, please let us know who you think will be replacing De Zerbi. My hunch, and if I'm wrong, I think it will be Potter, 100% going back there.
Okay.
I don't see anyone else. Kieran McKenna ain't going nowhere. Kieran McKenna just got promoted with Ipswich. Kieran McKenna most likely would stay with Ipswich for, in the Premier League. Why wouldn't you? Alien Tenor, big up to you. Good afternoon, Mick. Well, this turn up INEOS option. Well, they do have option. And here's the thing, right? We've been linked to De Zerbi. INEOS hasn't really come out to confirm Ten Hag as of yet, right?
Mm.
Everything hands on this game tomorrow and the FA Cup. And I don't know. At the moment, we don't know anything, Jarvis.
No. I just want to say one thing before we move on. At the moment, we have 16 likes. People, there's 130 of you watching on different platforms. Please hit the like.
If you're hangover, they will burn extra calories. It's Saturday. Hit the like, please. We were not supposed to do anything and it's been very dry on football news. We've been taking easy, and today just boom, Jarvis, let's do this, bang. So here we are, unplanned. So hit the like, please, 100%. Belfast, Manchester United therapy fun prediction. I said De Zerbi video. I did that Potter was holding off from Ajax for some reason because he wanted back to Brighton. As soon as Ashford was taking over with INEOS, he spoke to De Zerbi. That might be a crazy theory, and I kind of agree. I don't know. Big up Shea Arsenal as well. Big up community. Happy Saturday. What are you guys up to for this Saturday? There's no football. I'm bored.
Yeah, there's a lot of football. There's the German Bundesliga. There's a playoff final from League One. And there's a lot of football. It's always football.
Southampton. I was watching Southampton yesterday. Woo-hoo.
And there's some Spanish football tonight. I will try to catch.
I don't watch La Paella football. Big up to you.
You should. We have a super chat.
We do?
Yep.
Really? Okay.
You are behind.
Oh, we do have a big up Alien Tenno. Sometimes Mick Italian is good or shitty. Listen. Hey.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Thank you, Alien Tenno. I always appreciate your donations and your humor, but I got a contra back with my humor as well. Okay, back to this story. Back to this. We have a chat from Andrew as well. I have Juventus finalized with Motta because it's possibility for him to go there too. We also have another news.
Have Juventus finalized with Motta? Because there's a possibility for De Zerbi to go to Juventus.
What about Allegri? What's going to happen with Allegri as well?
I don't want Allegri at Man United. That's for sure.
But somebody's going to snap him up. Do you think he will go to Bayern potentially?
Yeah. Allegri to Bayern. That sounds right.
But Allegri is I don't know. For me, pragmatic. He's a little bit like Jose, dinosaur, right? Do you reckon Bayern would definitely go for him, or he's out of jobs? So this is interesting now. How do we follow this trail? Potter most likely to go back to Brighton. Where's De Zerbi gonna finish? Will he go to, I don't know, Bayern? They kind of like these hipster managers, right? So these populist hipster managers. Will Barcelona go for him, or do Barcelona have something else aligned?
Yeah. I think Xavi is going to stay at Barcelona. I see here Rickaman comes in and say Milan has also sacked Pioli.
So shit. There's a lot of movement going there. Bowel movement. Jarvis, take over for a second. I'm just gonna have to fix something. I have a meowing cat. Hang on a second. My apologize when you are home alone and you have a cat that actually needs your attention. Hang on a second.
Yeah, I see Ian McDonald comes in and say, I can't see Man United or United splashing out on all those coaching staff and De Zerbi. We can't even pay to get their letter replacement at the Cliff training ground. And that's true. It will cost a lot of money. You know, if you want to bring in De Zerbi and 7 of his coaching staff, um, I don't see us spending that kind of cash on the coaching staff and manager at the moment. We can hardly pay our bills, as Ian McDonald points out. So that's a good comment. So for me, I think De Zerbi, I would like De Zerbi at Man United, but I don't think he will come to us, to be honest.
No, and there's been of course there's been a lot of links, Jarvis, with us
Yeah.
with the Dezerbi, but is he the right man according to your opinion in that case? I mean, if INEOS decide to part ways with Eric, right? You know, there's job offers available, like there's different positions, and still Eric Ten Hag is an attractive prospect for Bayern Munich, for Ajax, you know, for a lot of clubs. But so far I haven't seen any indication that INEOS are having an sort of a sniff to even get rid of him.
Yeah.
I don't believe they will. But the crux here is that, you know, it's coming down to money, right? So if they are dismissing De Zerbi right now, that means that, hey, you can go for free. There's no charge.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So,
but for me, I think Ten Hag is staying. I'm just going to put it out there. Ten Hag is staying for me. I don't think we will spend the money. I don't think it's the right time. It's about timing. Ten Hag will most likely stay at least for the end of next season.
yeah,
And,
we have, yeah.
then they will have time to put another manager in place.
Yeah. Listen, with all this, you know, with Juventus sacking Allegri, Milan also sacking their manager, De Zerbi might go back to Italy, according to Mark here as well. That might be a possibility.
Yeah.
Listen, this is so fresh. Like, this just came out today. We just literally have to sort of go in and report what the Athletic was saying, and it is factual. It's true, right? So tomorrow we are playing them at MX Stadium. You know, they will pretty much play the last manager bounce game, kind of play for your manager, right? So anyway, regarding Ten Hag leaving or staying, Jarvis, I'm tired of this. I have no indication that he's going. I don't believe he's going. But at the end of the day, we don't know with INEOS. They might see this as an opportunity. But is he the right person, right? We know they want to play possession-based football, like, you know, and he plays a possession-based style, right?
He can play possession. That's I think he can. We only need the right players. And he said so, you know, after the last interview with Ten Hag, he retracted his earlier statements a little bit when he said he wanted to be the best transitional team in the world. And he said the best attacking transitional team in the world. And that's about high turnovers, pressing high and winning the ball back and get a chance on goal. But he also wanted to play possession and strong in defense. So basically, it's a little bit out of context, that statement from before the season, I would say.
Yeah. Pick up Nicky Cadogan as well. When I think about it, he's good enough for Bayern or Barca. He's good enough for United at the minute. I still keep Ten Hag for now. If we were up to me, though, if you were up to you, yeah, I agree with you, Nicky. Like, you know, look, it's a risk. It is a risk.
Here, take this.
Reading
glasses.
No, I'm good. I was just having a nap. And you woke me up with this news. You got to be transparent, people. Well, all right. So for me, look, my stance is either in or out. I'm just, you know, I'm a club person. This is the first time in United's history, I mean, not in the history, but since the Glazers took over, that we actually have a chance to do a proper rebuild right now. So the prospect of having a football structure first with the football operation, you know, where the manager is actually playing a part in the system, when you actually have to do what they are telling to do, they recruit what they want to do, and you have a little bit of a say. Oh, well, I need a left back. Okay, we're going to play this type of style, and they present your short list, right? So no longer the manager will have that full veto, right? So for me, that is more exciting, right? Who we going to get, Nobody knows. Nobody knows the Scooby Doo. We've been linked left, right, center. Now the latest with the striker. We were linked with the what's his name from
Watkins.
well, yeah, Watkins. And I was
Mhm.
like, why would Watkins come to Manchester United when they just qualified for Champions League?
Dineros.
You reckon?
I don't know.
You reckon? How much would that cost us?
Yeah. It will cost us at least 100 million plus. I don't know, 250K a week,
Yeah.
300.
To be critical, like, and then Mark is saying Dezerbi couldn't hack it at Brighton with a proper structure. Player profiles to build over 7 years, ready-made to be taken to the next level, and failed. Well, it depends on what kind of quality of players you had, right? What's your thoughts on that, Jarvis?
Well, Brighton is a selling club, so I think it's tough, like trying to build a team, because you always lose your best players every season. And even though you're a good structure, a good organization, you always have replacements ready, but it's not for certain that they will thrive. So I think the Serbi just got sick of it. He lost Caicedo, he lost McAllister. They didn't really replace them in a way. He's been playing this year with Skip and Gross at the central in the midfield. Plus, they have had a lot of injuries, so I think it's difficult for him. And maybe he knows more because some of his star players, maybe they will leave. We have
Yeah, they might
Mitoma,
sell
we have
Ferguson.
Ferguson. So maybe that was the reason why why he wanted to leave, because he will lose a lot of players, and he knows on experience from last season that they won't replace them with as equal as good players.
Yeah, 100%. Diego, man, how you doing? How you doing all the way from Jamaica? No call in today. We don't know. Maybe we will open the lines later on. Yeah, maybe we will. Jarvis, what do you reckon?
Yeah, we can open the lines in 5 to 10 minutes if people just stay
Stay
tuned.
on.
Because we had a discussion yesterday on United Real Therapy with Nuruddin and the guys, and I was talking a little bit about what Ten Hag needs to do if he stays for next season. So I put up a list of 6 things I think he needs to address. And for me, that's, first of all, you have the more control, the basketball nature of the game. It can't continue, so we have to go from being a 50% possession team to be around 60% possession team. On reference, City are 65% on average. So we need to up our game a little bit more to get control over the pitch. And we have to, and Ten Hag needs to rotate more. We have seen now in the last couple of games when he actually gave Ahmad and Amrabat a chance, they have taken the chance and are playing really well. So for me, Ten Hag next season needs to utilize his squad in a better way. And we have to fix the defensive shape. That will probably fix itself when we get our center backs and left back back again. And the transfer responsibility has to be taken away from him. INEOS will do that. So there's a lot of things that pointing into the direction that Ten Hag will succeed next season. But going on the pitch, for example, set pieces, we need to improve on set pieces, both defensively.
For that, you need a better set pieces coach.
Yeah, we need a better set pieces coach. And I would say maybe player profiling needs to improve. We can't keep playing Garnacho on the right. We can't keep playing a right back on the left. We can't keep playing Bruno in the 8.
I
have
get you 100%.
Specialists in their special roles next season, and it comes down to squad depth, but a little bit more to Ten Hag also trying to give the chance to the bench players and not just trying to fork it or force it in a way.
Mm-hmm. In a way, the last 2 games we've seen a little bit of a different play. I mean, it's more balanced. It's arguably to say more balanced. And I agree what you're saying, that there should be a list of accountabilities, what your role description will be. I mean, take away the recruitment power that you used to have, because if you look at it, there was nobody to support him. He literally had to say, get me this one, John Murtaugh. John Murtaugh has no idea what he's doing. And then you had nobody above him, right? So now, this is what I'm trying to say. with the proper footballing structure there, like, they take away, they just want a head coach, and his main focus is just focus on developing the squad. And if you look at, what they want to do is to bring youth in from the academy, develop youth. I mean, he's been taking a lot of youth and giving them a chance at the first team, right? We just saw that against was it Crystal Palace? You looked at their youth,
Yeah.
the bench was just full of them, right? So
Yeah.
and Ten Hag is known for bringing up youth and train, from Ajax Academy and stuff like that. So yeah, if this is the way they want to do it, then fine by me. You know what I mean? So, but if it's for a financial reason that they will keep him, then I don't agree. Like, but I think more from 1 year further down, they already have done the what do you call it, the succession planning. Like whatever club does, like they have a succession plan. If this manager leaves, there is the next manager, or this player leaves, we will look at that player. You know what I mean? So 100%. But in terms of the playing style, since Wilcox coming in, I've seen a slightly shift to be more of a compact team, right? That hole in the midfield has disappeared with Amrabat. And, there's a question mark recruiting on Olise when actually Amad Diallo has been proving, like, for 2 games in a row what a right winger is all about, right? So winger for me is the last thing we need to recruit. For me, it's just, defense. We need to replace Rafael Varane. We need 2 center backs at least, 1 left-footed center back. If Licha is injured, that's what we're missing. A left back 100%, because Luke Shaw and Malacia, nobody really knows what's going on with them, because reports were saying that Luke Shaw will even miss the Euros. It's very long-term stability. And Malacia as well, he might be out for the rest of his career. Nobody knows how threatening that is. So that is why they are in the market for a 25 million euro left back, right? But on the other hand, you have Harry Amas. Most likely they will sell, what's his name? Fernandez. Alvaro. Yeah. Which I'm against, but in a way, and then midfield, of course, we all been banging the drum regarding Sofiane Amrabat. Like, I've been surprised why we haven't used Amrabat the whole season. And the last 2 games, he's been giving a start from the very first beginning, and he's been the pivotal person why we are been playing so solid, compact as what we've been having. So he's been the glue between the defense and the attack. You know what I mean? Allowing Kobe Mainoo to play his game, allowing Bruno to roam up there as a number 10. And I would say for 20 million, just keep him. But do we have any reports that they're going to sell him? Or I keep hearing some loose that he might go to another Premier League club.
Yeah, I heard rumors about that. I think we have to replace about 10 players this summer. So why don't choose the easy option and just pay? Is it 13 million pounds we have to pay for Amrabat? So I think that's a reasonable amount for a type of player, and I think Amrabat also will accept being a squad player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing comes down to finances as well. We are very tight on finances. To let go of Ten Hag will cost. Then I have to get rid of Mitchell van der Gaag as well. But there was also a report to say they want to keep the McLaren.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
McLaren
Zoom.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I just I like a fan, like everyone else, just want the clarity, and everyone needs clarity, but they've been keeping a very tight lid. Either they've been speaking to Ten Hag, he knows already, he needs to know, they've been speaking behind the scenes, and indications say we are planning with him. We're going in the summer window. It's going to be an important couple of weeks. The window opens on the 14th, I believe. And then there's the preseason and there's recruitment. So there's going to be a very busy window. So, hey, I made my stance that I will stick with Ten Hag for another year, based on that development, and I will judge it 10 games into the next season to Christmas. Right? If it does well, fantastic. If we are out of Europe, it's even better to miss out Europe, because we need to sort of build that team and squad mentality, just focus on the domestic, like, the Premier League and the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. What do you
Yeah,
think?
but I heard a switch by Mark Aldrich and heard his point of view on this Dezerbi thing, and he actually said that look at Chelsea and look at Spurs. They didn't have any European Cup this season, and they have been injury prone, a lot of injuries in the squad. So it's not for certain that playing no Europe will just give us an easy going into the season. I think it comes down to not only what happens the last week, but what happens the last 18 months, and you always with the best players they have. Now you have the Euros. We will fly around the world and play games in Asia and Australia and US and whatever.
True.
And we will come back and we will play games every week, 2 games a week, even though with no European Cup. So I think it will be a tough one. But I just saw. You want to address this comment?
No, well, yeah, definitely. I want to, Mr. Oatmeal there, Shaquille, why your channels keep talking about manager replaced? We didn't say anything about manager replaced. Are you mentally ill? Well, that's a little bit offensive, my friend. If you have been listening, we're saying that we are Ten Hag, we back Ten Hag. So basically, we are just reporting on the news, my friend. We are not the news. We're just reporting and reacting on it. So to come here to say that we're mentally ill, that's a wrong statement, my friend. So please.
I think he addresses all the fan channels. Yeah,
please,
so
all the
basically,
fan channels.
I will interpret it in the best way.
100%.
And
we always try to sort of keep a balanced approach, like, to say, look at side A, side B, and whatever you decide is your opinion, mate. So listen, big up to you for your comment. Every comment is available. Try to be like, less toxic. So Jarvis, keep going.
Yeah, I just see Jale Malmin comes in here. Big up Jale. He says, without Europe, we lose out getting maybe 1 to 3 players.
Yeah,
and I'm not fine with that. We need Europe.
Yeah,
I agree in a way, but there's pros and cons with Europe, especially when it comes to Conference League. It won't bring in that much money. I think I read somewhere if we win it, it will give us about £35 million in prize money, plus TV revenues, plus extra sponsorship. So maybe we talk about £45 million, and it's not that much.
Yeah,
compared to Champions League.
Shaquille Oatmeal again. Why put toxic title up for clicks? No. It is exactly what's been reporting on the news. It's not for clicks, Mary. Do you think he's leaving? Dezerbi is leaving. That has been factual reported, my friend. Sorry, we got to keep going with the show, but mate, come with more factual as well. Like, we are never being clickbait on this channel. We're just reporting on the news. Big up Dezerbi. Best of luck for Dezerbi wherever he ends up going, Jarvis. The thing is, like, when we started, like, when he came to Brighton, you were talking a lot about his style of play. You were his biggest fan as well, and he is a very good manager, right?
Yeah,
but where he will end up, nobody
he's one
knows.
of those like up and coming managers with bright new ideas and a very clear style of play. So he's one of those you want to see more of, and I'm actually excited. I hope he gets a top club and we can see his potential. It's hard to say when he plays at Brighton because they lost Caicedo, they lost McAllister, they lost a lot of players. So it's not easy. Speaking of Brighton players, I heard rumors today again about Cucurella. You said we needed fullbacks, so he's on the table again. Did you hear that, Nick?
Do you want a Cucurella? Cuckoo?
Well, as you said, we need a fullback. We don't know what's going to happen with Luke Shaw or
we need a cheap 25 million fullback, what's been reported out there. But I want to sort of come back to the Europe. Yes, we need the money 100% because that will affect what you can do in the transfer window, But let us just remind us that we still have a chance with the FA Cup to reach Europa League. So I want us to be on a boot camp, and this is what I want to see. You spoke about 5 things Ten Hag needs to do for next summer, but I just don't want to see this, revert to default just because Casemiro is no longer playing as a centre back to play him as a CDM. Play your best team that's working at the moment, right? And this is the point. I think that Varane, if he's fit, he slots right back into it. We need that centre back pairing with Licha and Varane. But that doesn't mean the default that if Marcus Rashford is available and fit, that he should give in a start over Garnacho or Anthony over Diallo. It's not fair. So that is my concern, Jarvis. Because we've seen what this team can do without these star players. They're more like, they're fighting for the badge, fighting for the team, and they have fresh legs.
Yeah, we have seen it, and I don't know what Ten Hag is going to happen. He has his favorites, that's sure, but as we see in the last couple of weeks, I think there's no way going around Amrabat and Diallo. They will be in the final, and if you don't start them, there's something wrong with Ten Hag.
Lillis United, I don't want him cuckoo muku lol. Every time I see him, I want to take up my scissors like a chase after him and cut his hair. Now, jokes aside, Compost View, what you're saying here, my friend, I don't want us going to Europa or Conference League. The long-term damage is not worth it. We've never been in Conference League, haven't we?
No.
Hey, Milos Mitic is here. Pozdrav Miki and Jarvis. Momci, Serbia. He says, hi from Serbia. The Serbi za novog trenera Manchester United. He said he wants the Serbi as a new manager. Basically, he's saying that.
Can we say Dobrovic now? Are you saying that?
Say Dobrovic, yeah. Compost View as well, saying Compost View, not Compost. Compost View. Scout players from other leagues that want to really build with this regime. Arsenal did it. 100% they did. At the end of the day, man, where the future is kind of looking good by the PR wise, what's been reported, but we say we will see in the summer, because it will be a very crucial summer, right? If Cucurella is coming, will you back it? I don't know. We were supposed to have him on a loan, but that didn't happen. We need players with that are ballers, that they can run through brick walls, like Duracell bunnies, if you know what I mean. Energy. So that is why I like with Amrabat has been playing the CDM for the past two roles, gives us energy, right? There allows pretty much Bruno and Kobe to play the natural positions, and I agree, you should play players in the natural positions, not like shoehorn them whenever they want. So regarding City,
that's what I was saying. Player profiling, it's very important to keep them in the right profiles, right roles.
Regarding City, do we have a chance? FA Cup? Yeah, it's FA Cup, and it's a Wembley. It's a cup final. Anything can happen.
I want everybody in the chat to put in the percentage chance for us winning. If you believe 5%, put 5%. If you believe 10, 15, 20, 50, whatever. I would like to see what the VAR room is thinking. Do we have a chance?
Yeah, 100%. And if you want to come in,
fine.
If you want to come in and have a chat, 5 minutes or so, I will paste the link as well. 5%. Jesus Christ. The link is in there if you want to come in, have a chat. Alien 10 or 50-50. I like that odds. 50-50. Ooh, 5% was you saying. 0.5. 15%, Alan. Come on. I say I believe 10 now, 50-50. This could go either way, right?
Do you think it's 50-50, Mick? What are you drinking?
It's a cup final, Jarvis.
Well, yeah, but
they will prepare. They know how they're gonna play. They've been studying. They're gonna be compact. They're gonna, I don't know, man. 7% win according to Andrew, similar to how much pitch Amrabat will cover that game. But it all depends on, will you start Casemiro and Amrabat? If you put in a Casemiro, then So. Anyway, we will play tomorrow. We will see how we are performing with Amrabat again.
But Casemiro is one of those players you can't put him on the bench in the final. He's been at so many Champions League finals. We all remember the League Cup final last year. He was fantastic. He scored a goal against Newcastle. So I think he must start.
Big up, Peter. Alien 10.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Jarvis, chap. How you doing?
Yes,
Peter. I don't know whether you've seen this, Mick.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Sancho has bought a £3.5 million mansion in Cheshire, and it's just round the corner from where Eric Ten Hag is residing.
Stalker.
So you look at it from this viewpoint. Either Eric Ten Hag's leaving, Sancho's coming back to Man United, or they've both been told, if you both want to stay at this club, stop the nonsense and get on with business.
Okay, question back to you then.
To me, I would think it was the third option. Both of you bury your beef. You're now working for us, and we move forward. That's it.
Or,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
what you thinking, Pete?
I think, you know what? Personally, I think this. I think if we can beat Man City in the FA Cup, I think INEOS may say to Ten Hag, you know what? You've got a season left. Let's go for it then. But we need players like Sancho and, you know, back in the club, because whatever people think of Sancho, the same as Eric Ten Hag, they're both quality managers and players. At the end of the day, somewhere along the line, you need someone above them to say, stop the shenanigans, do what you're supposed to do, manage a team and play football. What you do after that is up to you. It doesn't mean to say after you've played the game, you can be all lovey-dovey, you go your way, you go yours. But when you're in the club, when it's a match day, you're together. That's it.
Yeah. But just because he bought a property doesn't mean anything. Like, you can buy a property anywhere you want. Like, and he loves Manchester, and that might be it, you know what I mean? So, on the other hand, like, you know, is he really ripping up trees? I mean, we give him a fair chance for 2 years. He hasn't really functioned.
No.
Really?
Well, it came down to what I said previously, you know, Mick. It's assets, isn't it? You know, remember when I said it a few days ago, last week, or one of them, when you looked at Sancho and Rashford and whatnot, whether you keep them or sell them. You know, I said sell them because they're expendable assets. To, you know, if you sell them, get X amount of money off them, you use that money to forward your project on. Well, maybe INEOS have come to the conclusion with Sancho is, you know, the quality, you know, what Man United initially paid for him to what they get now for him, probably about 30, 40 million max. Maybe, and his age as well, you have to factor in his age. Maybe they think, well, if we can get a good 2 seasons out of him in the Premiership, that will bump his value back up. And maybe they're looking and thinking that's a gamble worth taking.
Well, I think that they want to sell him 100%. And, you know, it's, you know, him and Greenwood probably looking to sell. If they don't get the money, what they want for Greenwood, they were looking to retract him back over the summer. And then the links to Elise as well, which is another right winger. So we are fully stocked there, you know. So
you know what, Mick? I like Elise, but I think it's a waste of money. We've got Ahmed there, and you could even recall Palestri. A lot of people said they don't like Palestri. It's the same as Ahmed and same as Amrabat. They've never been given a fair chance, have they, to prove themselves?
Yeah, I agree with you.
When you give players a fair chance, they will show you why they're at the club. Because they're quality players. You're not at the club because you're not very good at football.
100% agree with what you're saying. But, you know, I want to ask Jarvis a question, because I don't think the right wing is the priority for United to sign. I mean, I think that this is my opinion, but I want to hear from you as well. Where do you think we should start recruiting first?
What we do know is Varane is leaving, so we need a centre back.
100%.
We know strong indication Casemiro is going to Saudi, so we need a DM. Eriksen is most likely leaving. Martial is leaving out of contract. Evans is leaving out of contract. Donny, we just have to throw him in the bin, give him away. And we have the Sancho and Greenwood saga. We don't know what's going to happen with those two. So if you count those players, that's 8. Greenwood, Sancho, Donny, Evans, Martial, Eriksen, Casemiro, and Varane.
And you could throw maybe Maguire in there, Jarvis.
Yeah, but these are the first priorities. We know
Yeah.
basically that these players are on the market and most likely are leaving. So for me, center backs and midfielders. That's how where we should put our force. And
Left back.
no, no, I think we have two up and coming youngsters coming. We have both
Hariamas.
Hariamas and Ogiene, who is a right back. Both of them are good talents, and they can do a role, I believe. But I don't know, with so many. I made the spreadsheet the other day, and you saw it, Mick. I sent it to you.
Yeah.
But first of all, we have to replace these 8 or 6, and plus Greenwood and Sancho. We don't know what's going to happen with them. For me, it's out of the question to forgive Sancho. You can't go up against the manager, even if you change a new manager. And Sancho, I don't want him back. You can't be this illoyal,
Disrespectful,
disrespectful.
Yeah.
That's unforgivable as a player. And it's not just to Ten Hag, it's to us as fans also. He put us in a really bad situation at the time where Anthony was also under investigation for what happened in Brazil. We had to rely on Pilestri for a lot of games, Champions League against Bayern Munich and stuff like that. And Sancho couldn't just apologize and say, I'm sorry, okay, let's move on. He's too proud in a way. So for me, I don't want him back.
Okay.
But I mean, again, I totally understand what you're saying there, Jarvis. But it comes down to this, though, doesn't it? Again, what I keep saying, it's expendable assets. Who is the better asset, Eric Ten Hag or Sancho? Because Eric Ten Hag is not worth £40 million to INEOS, is he? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
when it comes to money, this is the bottom line. It's all about money. Sentiment goes out the window.
With your permission,
Peter,
I'm gonna. Sorry.
We did this player power thing once with Mourinho and Pogba and Martial, and look where it got us. So I think we have to just support the manager, even though we don't like him in a way, or we are Ten Hag out. And it's not about Ten Hag; it's about representing the idea of a manager being the boss at the club. He's the gaffer. He should be respected.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course. But the thing is, you cast your mind back to when Wayne Rooney played for Man United. Not once, but twice, he held a shotgun to Fergie's head. If I don't get what I want, I'm going to leave.
That was against the Glazers. He wanted them to put more money into the club.
But that's the same thing, though, isn't it? You know what I mean? You can't differentiate from it. They're both the same thing. Is if I don't get what I want, I'm going to go. Now I know I'm an asset to you, so you give me what I want. That's what it comes down to. It's you're the commodity to them. Yeah. While you're still a commodity, you can pull the strings. It's that simple.
For me, it's a big fat no. We stop talking about Sancho. He's disrespectful. The club, the team, everything that he stands for. He came back to Dortmund, kissed the badge, and say, "I'm home." So stay where you are. I'm sorry. Listen, for me, it's clear. We definitely need to build from the back, right? We need center backs. We need center backs. Yeah. Defense has been leaking this season. If you look at the Ten Hag's first season, we were the best defense in the league. We won the Golden Glove, less conceded goals. This season's just been shambolic, right? Midfield. I just want to bring this to the stage as well. Hang on a second. So this is clear and obvious if you look at the the roster and the pay. What do you call it? The weekly salary, actually, annually.
Yeah.
Casemiro is on 18,200,000. You will save a lot of money for him. Plus, you will recuperate some money. Saudi wants to pay, I think, was a report £35 million. Varane is gone. Varane is gone. He was on 17,600,000. Rashford is another one that's on 15 million. Hang on, do you want me to zoom this in?
I'm an old man. You have to zoom in. I can't see.
It's £51 million. Then top 3 players a week.
Yeah. So
annual. Sorry.
Listen, if they are now going to play a possession-style football, then Rashford needs to go. That's my opinion. Because you look at this wage bill. And what are they trying to accomplish? They want to cut down everything. Martial, Mason Mount was a mistake. He's getting 250 a week. There's 30 million. Bruno Fernandes is not going anywhere. Anthony Dos Santos on 200 a week, right? That's 10 million. Harry Maguire is next in line there with 9.8 million, right? He gets 189. So I think they want to get rid of all these high wage players, mediocre players. They don't offer anything. Eriksen will go for free. 150 a week, right? He's on 7.8. And then Luke Shaw, 100%, and Victor Lindelof, right? And there is where the buck stops, right? Then underneath, you look at Lisandro Martinez. What a player. He gets 120K a week, right? And the output and performance, what they're offering. Wan-Bissaka will go. He's on 90K a week. Rasmus Højlund, 85K per week. And then you go, Sofian Amrabat. He gets 65K a week. Right. So for me, if I may say so, this is clear and obvious what they're trying to do. Right. Get rid of the high paid wages. You know, we wanted to keep Varane. Okay, injury prone Varane, but he was the most expensive, second expensive player in the squad. So the indication is there what they want to do. So you get rid of Luke Shaw 100% because you got to look at the availability, and he offers nothing at the moment, right? Eriksen gone. Dos Santos, I don't know what to do with him. Either alone. Fernandes is staying. Rashford, I don't know. There's a lot of money to be recuperated there. Only there, like, you know, when you look at it. But
I was reading today, Mick, going on to the rebuild of the back four, which personally, I think that's a priority. Is the back four, because you know, you look at the history of football, you don't win anything without a solid back four. It's the most, to me, overall, it's the most key component in a team.
100%.
Obviously, midfield's important and strikers important, but your back four, basically, if you don't let a goal in, you don't lose the game, do you?
Yeah,
that's how you look at it.
You're right. You're right. And I keep saying that over and over again. Every legendary team, champions team, have always had a solid back four, right? The foundation is back four, and then the transition over to the midfield, which is the engine, and then feed it to the striking forward line.
Sir Jim has apparently said we're looking at Branthwaite from Everton, but he said 55 million is the ceiling. That's it. He's not going to go over that, and I think 55 million is about the right price for Branthwaite.
Yeah,
promising. You know, he's had one full season. He's promising in the league, but anything over that is stupid. In fact, I'd probably factored about 50 million for him.
Yeah,
Branthwaite.
Brentford for me doesn't cut it. He's still young. We need a replacement for Varane. We need senior. We can just play kids there. Todibo is what we've been heavily linked to. He's a ball-playing centre-back on, like, similar to Licha on the other side. Euro was another news that came out today that he is available as well. He's not going for the Euros as well, so that's good. Scalvini, another one that I admire. But, you know, Jarvis, out of those three, I mean, I would say we need Tossin as well for free.
Yeah, there's so many.
Obviously, sorry, Jarvis. It depends on the constitution of Martinez as well. Is he going to be a persistent injury case? You've also got to factor that into it. We know he's had 2 injuries. So these next 2 games, I believe, are probably, I'm hoping he comes on as a sub tomorrow, that he doesn't start. Then he will start for the FA Cup final, guaranteed.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Brentford for me is a big no-no. Like, you know, potential, but no, it's not what we need at the moment. We still have Willy Kwambala to break in through that side as well. We need more experience, 100%. You can get a toss-in for free. That is adding on to your squad. I think you should sell Harry Maguire. You know, West Ham will most likely come in for him. For Harry, it's all about getting game time, being the first choice. But if we do go with, like, you know, our first choice centre-backs might be, you know, a Todibo, Licha. And will Maguire be happy to sit on the bench? I don't think so, right?
Can I ask you a question, Mick Jarvis? Yeah. Would you take Ross Barkley on a free in midfield? He's had a decent season with Luton, hasn't he?
How old is he? 29?
29, yeah. Fell from grace a bit from Everton to Chelsea, but he's kind of knuckled down. You know, he's, how can I put it? His big-headedness is gone. If you know
Jarvis,
what I mean.
you can go. I have my say on that, but you can have a.
Yeah, you know, Ross Barkley. I would like Ross Barkley. I think he's a good player. He has experience. He's worked on the INEOS when he played for Nice.
Yeah.
I think I know him. I think he can come on free because
He is, yeah, he's free, yeah.
relegated. So he ticks a lot of boxes. But, you know, he's a little bit too old. That will be a short-term project, maybe 2 seasons. And his wages can't be astronomical. He needs to accept around 100K a week for it to be. And that's very hard when it comes to last contract players. They just want to try to milk it as much as they can and make their money. So if he can accept like around 100K a week, I think he's one of those options. Because we need at least, I would say, 3 midfielders this summer if everything goes right.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's what you call a bench filler. He's filling your squad out on your bench.
100%.
Maybe he's not going to be, you know, a full-time starter.
But it comes down to what Jarvis is saying. We need squad depth as well. So Ericsson is leaving. We need experience as well. We can't just play kids. You know what I mean? So we need a little bit of a more experience, maturity. Like, you know, Ericsson, I don't want him to be like an Ericsson, but if you can get 3 years out of Ross Barkley for free, you know, as a, you know, option from the bench, or sometimes he can start depending on who you're playing. You know, I wouldn't say no, because at the end of the day, you got to be box clever as well.
Well, the thing is, Mickey, you look at it from this viewpoint, as well. If you get, like, obviously, we're talking about Barkley. If you play a lot of the up-and-coming youngsters, and we've got a lot of up-and-coming youngsters coming, if we go from this viewpoint, when the League Cup starts next season, you're going to 50% of the team in the game is going to be youngsters, maybe blood in for the first game. This is where you play players like Ross Barkley, who has the experience, won't be a first team starter, but he'll have the knowledge to help them boys in game. That's how he's going to fit in if you get a player like him. So he's not, you know, he's going to be more than just a bench warmer. When he plays with the younger players, he's also going to help them along as well. And then obviously the beauty of that is
definitely the midfield
as well.
Definitely. I mean, I would say that keep then Amrabat, like, you know, pay the 20 million. You know, if you're looking at sort of squad depth, like, you know, we definitely need a number 6. We don't have a number 6 if Casemiro leaves. Then of course we're linked to, like, you know, Fofana as well. Other than that, we don't know. So, you know, big up Rasse Højlund. I like that name, Rasse Højlund. Rasmatas Højlund. If you sack Ten Hag, get another lead manager, not a hipster. Yeah, true. And to summarize, we just broke the news. What was reported that Dezerbi is leaving on mutual consent, and he's taking 7 of his training staff with him. And that's why I believe that, you know, Barcelona is looking for a new manager. You know, Bayern is looking for a manager, but we know that he's been heavily linked to United. So I say no, I don't think he will be a fit. And Jarvis just disappeared, by the way. He just lost his connection, Peter. So I think that they will stick. Yeah. So
I'm just having a quick look at the chat, Mick, and a lot of people saying, you know, they can't believe you want Barkley and Dezerbi and all them. It's like, it is a news flash for you, chat. If you think Man United are going to blow £300 million in the summer, you're in for a major shock.
No. I look at it from a
major shock. We're going to blow about 150 max.
Yeah, no, we
if
are probably going to
think you can get 6 top class players for 150 million, I tell you what, then take me to your bar on Mars. I'll have a beer with you there, because it's not going to happen.
I think that they will look at more younger players, of course. I think they will look at players that is out of contract, 1 year left on the contract. You know, the majority here is just to get these players out first that don't fit the system. This is what we're going to see. In terms of replacing Ten Hag, I don't think they're going to do that, because I believe that in 2025 there'll be better managers out there, like, you know, in terms of Xabi Alonso, in terms of even Pep Guardiola, who might leave. Actually, he's going to leave, but the question is, will with the links with Barbarada and all the City fans, will we take him? He's one of the best managers in the world at the moment, and I wouldn't say no if he says I want to come to United. But for now, it is what it is, and I think it's not of them priority now to replace the manager. I think it's more to establish those footballing operation people, like, you know, and the structure and the culture and the ethos first, and then go into the summer window. So we will see, man. We will see. I don't want to.
You know what? While we're here, name your team for the cup final. Can I name mine quick? I think if it'll be Onana in goal, it'll be.
I thought you said De Gea
right back, Wan-Bissaka left back, Martinez and Varane centre backs, because they're going to be back. Mainu, Casemiro, Oyland, Garnacho, and Ahmad for me. I think we've got a chance with that team.
Not with Casemiro. I'm sorry.
Or maybe Amrabat instead, but I think we've got a chance with that team.
I will go with Onana. I will go with Wan-Bissaka. I will go with Dalot, and exactly what you said, Varane, Licha.
Yeah.
Midfield, I'll still start Amrabat. Depends on how we're going tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Casemiro off the bench, and then exactly what you said, like, you know, Bruno and Kobe Mainoo, and Ahmad on the right, Garnacho on the left, and Højlund in the middle.
Yeah.
If you start Scott McTominay and Rashford, we're down with 10 men ASAP.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I don't want this player power to just walk in straight into the team.
No.
Play your best team. This is your only chance. We've seen it's working. This is your only chance to win the FA Cup and, you know, let us qualify into Europa League. Jarvis, what do you think?
Yeah. I would like to see the game tomorrow to see if they can continue what they are trying to do. Because other teams set up against us, they think that we will play more on the transition, but now we have been more, I would say, slow in build-up because of Amrabat. He takes his time on the ball, and it gives the other players time to move up as a unit and also be more compact at the time. But now they know, they have seen the Dezerbi. He's analyzed both the Arsenal game and the Newcastle game. So he will probably find a way to try to stop that and stop Dezerbi, stop Amrabat getting the ball in a way. He just want to press us high in a way and make Onana ping it to Højlund. So we have to see. When it comes to the FA Cup final, as long as players are available and fit, it's up to Ten Hag to set up his team the way he likes tactically. But I think it will be hard for him to miss out on Amrabat and Ahmad later. Yeah. They look at as our two best players. Yeah. So it depends what Ten Hag wants to do, because when you play against City, you need to have a special tactic. You can't just go out and play your own game. It's not how it works. City are such a good team, and you can't even get possession. We all remember the Arsenal game at Etihad. I think Arsenal had 27% possession, and we all know Arsenal. They are a really good team with ballers like Ødegaard and Declan Rice, but they couldn't even keep the ball. It's going to be a tough game.
It's going to be a tough game.
Spurs, but, you know, Jarvis, Spurs got at Man City. When City beat Spurs last week, Spurs had their chances. They got at them.
The thing is,
problem, I think this is the trap a lot of teams fall into when they play Man City, is they respect them too much. Now, you know what a team can do. You know, we know what Man City can do. Well, you have to play to your strengths against them 100%. As well, because Man City know that we have fast-paced players, And if they go, we spring the trap at the right time, they're going to be in trouble. And they will know that, especially from what they've seen against Newcastle with Ahmad and Mainu, the way they took their goals and Rasmus coming off. I think that was. I'll give Eric Ten Hag some credit for his decision to bench Rasmus. Because I think it worked in his favour. I think the guy needed a little break. He came on, took his goal with aplomb. And I think that was a good bit of management there by him. Personally.
Peter, when it comes to you go to the games, you see Ahmad live. Is he a particularly fast or pacey player? Because I know he looks fast on TV, but I know he has short legs. So
I can tell you now, in the Newcastle game, I can't remember. It was is it Kieran Trippier, the left back for Newcastle? Or was he right back? I'm not too sure. One of them. Anyway, they were keeping tabs on him because they know how pacey he is. He is deceptively quick. He is. He doesn't look it, but he is. His speed of play, his speed of passing for the first goal. I was on the Stretford end, and when Kobe Mainoo scored, Kobe Mainoo just stood there because he literally thought he was offside. He got the ball that quick. He was like, hit it in, and he just looked across if say, am I offside? He go, no, you're onside, like. And I tell you, Man City won't be looking forward to playing him against
No. He's a tiny dancer. He's got good feet. He's a dancing feet, right? So just going back to what you say about Spurs, analyzing that game, Spurs actually had more of your control of that. It looked like Spurs were, I mean, they actually had a game plan, but they didn't have the end product. That's what I would like to say. That could have equally gone 1-1 if Son had buried that chance. So I'm agreeing with you, like, let Pep second guess what we're going to do, because he probably going to think, they're going to start with Rashford and this and that, right? But all of a sudden, if you go more compact in the midfield and let Bruno play the false number 9 behind Højlund, all of a sudden you have a more solid, compact midfield, which we need a combative midfield, right?
Yeah, we do.
100%. So the blueprint is already there. What Spurs did, we just need to be finishing clinically, like, and we do have players that can finish, right? 100%.
We do.
Keep Ahmad playing wide, being that tricky tiny little dancer, Garnacho being direct as Garnacho is, and Højlund serve the ball into Højlund, right? But if we start playing Rashford and Scott McTominay for physicality, we're screwed.
I was talking to the guy next to me, Mick Jarvis, for the Newcastle game. When obviously Rasmus was on the bench, we was like, where are the goals going to come from? How's he going to play this? And if you look at it, he was going, okay then. Like you say, he was coupling Amrabat with Kobe. Kind of give Kobe a little bit more license to go forward a bit more. Amrabat made a fantastic tackle to stop Newcastle making it 2-2 at the time. And obviously with Mainu and Garnacho holding the wings, that gives Newcastle something to think about. It pulled them open to the middle. Bruno was basically roaming around in the middle on his own. And I was thinking, okay, maybe he's sacrificing Rasmus at this moment in time in the game to think of a plan against City. How am I going to structure this up? I need to be. You can go on a drawing board, you can go in the training ground all day long, but when you have a plan, you need to put it in a game to see how it's going to pan out properly, because you're playing a competitive game. Newcastle were competitive, and I think, like what your team was for the final and mine, I think that's what he's going to do. And that's why I said we have a fighting chance with that player.
But it was interesting, Peter, watching Bruno in the false 9. As you said, he roamed around, and in the first half, Newcastle, Stefan Kraft, who was the centre back, followed Bruno out every time. So there was an opening, and our wingers and I would say McTominay filled in that pocket. So that was actually great tactically. But in the second half, they understood and they just let Bruno go, so and kept their defense tight. So it was another game, and then they just took down all the balls from Onana and gave it right through us back again to us again.
Yeah.
So it shifted, but I think playing Bruno in the false nine could be an option in the FA Cup final. And I think also Bruno thrives in those conditions because we don't lose our structure in a way. We still have our midfield intact, even if Bruno is rolling around everywhere, because he's not.
But that's why I was saying he can drop in and he can play the shadow striker, but he can drop in. So all of a sudden you're 4 in the midfield, right? Or even the fullbacks can tuck in as well. But this kind of transitions to our game tomorrow, because tomorrow will be a perfect, how do I say, dress rehearsal for the City game. Right?
Exactly,
So what you see, he might line up tomorrow, and the
I think Mickey, I think he's going to play. I would think he would play Mainu and Amrabat again, and Bruno in the diamond in midfield. Personally, I think this is what I'm saying is I think this is his idea to beat City in the final. He's done it against Newcastle, and he's going to do it tomorrow.
Yeah,
to see if it's not a fluke per se. You understand what I'm saying? See if it works. And obviously, the more logically as well, if you look at it, the more game time you have with each other, the more understanding you have, the better it is.
Yeah.
So I think it'll keep Ahmad and Garnacho on the wings. It should keep the diamond of Bruno, Amrabat, and Toby in midfield.
100%.
Left back, right back are the same. Dallo, Wan-Bissaka. Like I say, I hope he doesn't play Leisha from the start. Maybe 20 minutes to go, because I don't think he's ready to play a full game. I think his full game will be the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
So
and his secret weapon, Peter. You know what his secret weapon will be? He will bring out Harry Maguire, injured Harry Maguire. 5 minutes left. Go on, Harry. Play centre forward.
The thing is, I mean, obviously, Varane is coming back. Leach is coming back. There's no need to risk them now in a game. Basically, this game tomorrow is a dead rubber. There's no need to risk them. So you just keep Casemiro and Evans as centre backs again.
But at the same time, you need to sort of give him match fitness as well. So yeah.
Yeah, like I say, 20 minutes to go. Put Varane and Leach on the bench. 20 minutes to go. Get them on. Let them blow the cobwebs out the lungs. Right, you're ready for the FA Cup final to go.
Okay.
That's it.
We have a scenario.
It does, like you say, it doesn't really matter if we win or lose tomorrow. Everything hinges on the FA Cup. The FA Cup is you're going to guaranteed Europa League and you're going to pick up silverware. That's where you keep your ammunition for that game.
You can just go on his speech, what he addressed the whole, round of, the lap or whatever, the speech, when he said these players will give everything, and he pointed to giving them accountability, and we promise we will bring back the trophy to Old Trafford. So this game is everything. So I just hope that he has something in plan, but I would fucking hate it if these asset players just walk straight into the team.
Yeah, this is my fear. Rashford just
because the big players that are not going to give everything. So that's my fear, right?
Look, I mean, you know me, guys. I go to games. I can honestly say, Man United is a better team when Rashford is not on the pitch. Sorry, but it's a fact.
This season, yeah,
it is. It's a fact.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that. I think he's run his course. I mean, did you see the incident with one of the fans, Rashford, at the game? And that's it. I mean, if you're going to ostracize Sancho for having a go at Eric Ten Hag, then what Rashford done with a paying fan is worse than what Sanchez has done. Sorry.
True.
That's actually worse. That means
Peter,
you're nonchalant towards the people who put money in your pocket.
Right.
Goodbye.
But Peter, I just want to ask you a question. You go to games regularly. Yeah. Do you hear fans shouting at the players, like abuse or like harsh words to them? Is it like a thing they do, or was this a once incidence? Because I've been a year since I've been at Old
Yeah,
Trafford.
I mean, you always get the, oh, come on, you could have done better there, oh, he's fucking shit today and blah, 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 this and that. I've never heard anyone actually, well, I did back in the day, not now, like, I never heard anyone shouting anything like racially abusing anyone against the nationality or the skin colour, anything like that. The only thing you hear is like, oh, come on, you shit, you've been shit for a few games, just general banter, that type of way. So I don't know what the actual guy said. I think he said something about, why don't you just try harder or something? And obviously he took it the wrong way. And hey, listen, if you're on 300 grand a week, you can't take one of your match paying fans having a bit of a crack at you, then I think you're in the wrong game. Like,
come on, Rashford, track back, run, come on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all he said. Apparently, from what he got, he didn't racially abuse him or anything. It's like straight away, Rashford gets abused. Abused, man. Come on. I'm just paying hard-earned money to go and watch you play football, and you don't play. What about your abuse to me then?
Yeah.
I'm buying the product, and you're not giving me the product.
Yeah. Listen, Pete, I just want to point out there's about 250 of you watching live right now. If there's 100 of you watching, give us a like because it's free, right? Press the like button, please. It is so good for the algorithm. It's free as well. Mark Davis comes with a question. I'm going to give it to the guest of honor, the calling. Do you think that Rashford walks into the team tomorrow? According to Mark, Davis is asking you.
I don't know. And you know what? I can see this. Rashford not playing tomorrow. Straight into the team FA Cup final. I think we all know in our hearts that's going to happen, don't we?
You think you know my response to that? I play the best team. That's
of course, yeah. You've got to, but politics is politics, Mick, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you're gonna if you're gonna play Rashford, throw him in the second half when they are kind of a little bit leggy. Throw a little bit of pace if it ain't working, but definitely not to start. That's my opinion. Tomorrow, Jarvis, you already done your preview. So what do you expect for tomorrow's game? The Dezerbi's last game, apparently, at Brighton. We are going with a different lineup. Like Licha will start. You reckon you're going to see Kwambala next to Licha, or will it be a Varane?
Yeah, I would like to start with the same team against Newcastle, besides Martinez for Casemiro. I will start Casemiro on the bench and start Casemiro because I think we are 1 week away from the FA Cup final. If Martinez is going to play that FA Cup final, he needs to start this game to show proof for us that he's fit. And that's just the way it is because he needs a little bit more game time to be prepared because he will be up against Alvarez and Højlund and Phil Foden and all of them. It's not going to be easy. So for me, I will do this. I will play the same team as I would start against Manchester City, basically, and use this as a test to see and give my boys to have a chance, and if you don't perform against Brighton, you're not playing against Manchester City, and that this will be my word if I was the manager. So play it like. Of
course, we'll also benefit, guys, in the final from Leish's match ability to command the game. You know what I mean? Which we've been lacking a lot of commanders on the pitch.
It's better when Evans plays. But it's not when we have Maguire and Lindelof. Then it's dead silent.
Yeah. One more thing, guys. Yeah, who's going to win, Fury or Usyk tonight?
Fury. I go for Fury.
I'm going to go for Usyk. I've got a funny feeling he's going to do him.
Okay. Let me throw another spanner to the wheel. Then, do you reckon West Ham can do a number against City at Etihad?
Well, listen to this, Mick, right? I was talking to the fans on the coach coming home, and I said, we could catch your mind back in the when United had to win at West Ham away, and we couldn't win. We drew 0-0 and lost the league. and it done everything by score. I said I can see West Ham beating Man City and Arsenal being Arsenal, losing to Everton 1-0.
That would be something if they bottle it.
I'm telling you, I can see it happening. Arsenal will go Arsenal. West Ham will do them a favour and they'll go blow it against Everton.
Moyes' last game. Play for Moyes.
Exactly. You know what?
What if that happened, Jarvis?
Crossed my mind now. Imagine if David Moyes came back to Man United.
It'd be fun if both bottled it tomorrow. And anyway, tomorrow I just see, as a dress rehearsal, I definitely agree with what you said, Jarvis. We will closely see the team that will start against the City at the FA Cup. And I mean, it's a dead rubber what you say, but we still have to play for the Conference League. So, I think we will have a victory tomorrow.
No, Mick, I don't want to be in the Conference League.
No. For the money.
Imagine it, me going to Old Trafford, Conference League, Man United v FC Domino, or whatever they're called now.
Okay. I go with 2-1 to United tomorrow away. It's not going to be comfortable, but a 2-1.
2-2. I'll go.
2-2.
2-2. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like you say, it's a dead rubber game. Last game of the season. You might as well just entertain the fans, innit?
Yeah.
So I think it'll be an open game.
Open-ended.
Yeah, open game.
Lucky Sins coming in with 2-3 again. Jarvis, what's your score prediction?
And 1-0 United.
1-0.
1-0. Low scoring game. I predict it will be a game like the semi-final of last season when we played against Brighton. I think it will be like a chess game, like a boxing game. It will just stand there and feel each other out, and the first goal wins basically.
Yeah.
And
that kind of ends this stream. Brilliant. It was breaking news that came out from Athletic confirming that Dezerbi has kind of agreed with Brighton to amicably leave on both parts, but he's taking his whole coaching entourage with him.
Just one more thing, Mick, Jarvis. The Premiership League playoff place, Leeds v Southampton. Who do you think will get back to the Prem?
I go for Southampton.
Leeds.
I
saw the game Leeds against Norwich when they won 4-0, and I think
they did. They kind of hammered them. But the thing is, Jarvis, if memory serves me right, didn't Southampton beat Leeds 3-0 a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
They did, didn't they? Yeah, so
I think so.
It's going to be an interesting match, that is.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want Leeds up. I want Leeds to stay where they are, so I go for Southampton.
Yeah, I do,
Anyway, just wanted to summarize the reason why we came online was because of Athletic broke the news that Dezerbi will leave the club. Tomorrow will be his last game, and there's some speculations where Dezerbi might go. I saw Will MUF's Man United was saying that I think that Fabrizio Romano has come out and spoke that he's a candidate for Bayern Munich. Good luck. And we spoke about Ten Hag in or out. I want Ten Hag to stay 100%. I want him to have the right backing. And we don't even know jack shit what's going to happen in the summer, who we're going to sign. And so let's just see it. This is the last game of the season. We can look forward for the FA Cup. And 50-50 chance for me as well, Peter, in the FA Cup, what you said. It's
50-50, yeah, of course it is. Yeah, of course it is. If we play the right players instead of playing, the ones that have to play, Rashford and McTominay, them, and we play, Ahmad. Basically, the Newcastle team with Leisha and Varane, then we've got a fighting chance against Man City.
We do.
If
we play to our own strengths, not to their
That's
hands.
it, yeah. Hey, listen, 1-0 wins the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just want to say, if Leeds comes back to the Premier League, we will have Dan James back in the Premier League. Daniel James back, and he's now this new haircut, this Phil Foden haircut. So I think that will be good for him.
Phil Foden haircut. He looks like
Phil Foden, Premier League Player of the Season. I don't know if you guys saw it. He was Premier League And I saw a lot of people wanting Cole Palmer actually getting the Premier League Player of the Season. He has scored
Yeah,
an each goal.
definitely for me.
What do you
It's been
think?
Cole
What do you think?
Palmer, you know what, Jarvis, right? Something must have gone on at Man City for Cole Palmer to leave there, because that guy is only going to get better and better. He's had a fantastic season with Chelsea in a very disjointed Chelsea team, may I add as well. Wait till he's in a good settled team. You'll see
City
even
must
more
be
from that
kicking
lad.
themselves in the nuts right now. Why did we let him go?
I can't understand why they've done that. They've let him go, unless they couldn't promise in game time. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of. Maybe
And he's a
wanted
Manchester
guarantees.
United fan as well.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Anyway, he's kind of saved Thingy Poshy's job, hasn't he? Cole Palmer, single-handedly.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I just want to thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Everyone that participated in the VR room. Legends was here. Peter, thank you for your super chat as well.
No problem, Mama.
23. Cole Palmer, what did you say here? I just missed that chat, the final bit. His performance have been excellent, and I totally agree. He's a real player, and that's why I'm saying City probably kicking themselves in the nuts and say, what the hell? But they got a good fee for him. I think it was 40 million, something 45 million. We'll be definitely back tomorrow. It's the season ender, hopefully with a bender, with a victory. We'll be here covering it, the post-match reaction show highlight. Finally, the end of the season. We can all relax. Today's been a relaxing, non-footballing day, but we are back tomorrow. So big up everyone. Peter, yourself, Jarvis, and whatever you're going to do rest of the weekend. Just chill, relax, have a beer, whatever you like to enjoy yourself.
Tonight for me.
Boxing,
I'll be watching that.
So big up for everyone that tuned in. Any special shout out, Jarvis?
Yeah, I just want to say
United,
thank you to the VR room, Lucky Singh, Trevor Wade, Will Man UFC, Lillis, Trevor, Rich, Rico 65 just came in at the end of the show. So big up Rico, and you can
and Thomas Vegines, and big up everyone, that even some new faces that came in. I'm trying to find some new faces as well. It's always Riyadh is here as well to say Dezerbi out. He does not want Dezerbi. Mark Davis as well. Ian McDonald. Who else do we have here? I want to shout out. Of course, we cannot forget to mention Rushmano, always here. And
big on Rush.
Carlster as well. Good. Tiny Dancer, So everyone that's tuning in, I would just want to give yourself a massive pat on the back. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we should see you tomorrow. Glory, glory, Manchester United, and remember, Glazers out at all costs, right?
Yeah,
100%. Take it easy, guys. Big up Peter, big up Jarvis.
Cheers, everyone. Have a good weekend, everyone.
See you tomorrow. Bye for now. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.